Good evening, dear viewers, and welcome to another live talk with GETI or Global Education and Training Institute under the Disruptive Education Movement. And today I have with me Mrs. Gomathi Ananth. Uh, she did her bachelor's in education and PG diploma in education leadership and management. She is currently in her teaching profession from past 18 years. She began her journey as a UKG teacher, and then she also worked as a subject coordinator and convener of school events. Ms. Gomti has been a vice principal for a few years and has worked as principal in a couple of schools. Then, in the year 2017, she started her own preschool, and currently she is running her own academy by the name Vidya Vihar with various learning activities. And today she has joined us to talk about the different stages in the child development. So, without much ado, I would request ma'am to please take over this session and a very warm welcome to you once again.
Thank you, Prerna. Good evening to all the viewers, educators, parents, teachers, and my dear friends. At the outset, I thank Dr. Sunita Gandhi, founder of GETI, that is Global Education and Training Institute. I'm very happy to announce that I'm part of GETI, Global Disruptive Education Movement, as an esteemed live session speaker from their official page www.facebook.com Getty Learn, hosted by Ms. Prerna Arora, Ambassador of Change, Getty, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. The topic given to me is about child development at different stages and how to shape the young minds of the next generation of students, inspire leaders of today, and make a positive change in education. So let me begin with a quote that is, remember to celebrate milestones as you prepare for the road ahead in front of you, that is Road Ahead by Nelson Mandela. So here it goes. Here, when I talk about milestone, I consider different stages of child development as milestone of life, which has to be celebrated, and we should make sure that we equip ourselves to guide children to explore in their own path. In general, all of us are aware that growth of a child or any living being happens in a natural way. Hope all of us agree. Here, the question arises, why should we know about child's development at different stages and what are they? So, let me go further. Yes, it is very important to understand the process or the stages of child development. This will enable us to assess whether the child is developing appropriately as per the age, find out the child's hidden talent or inborn
Ma'am, there
talent.
is some
Yeah,
sound coming. I think there is some sound in the background. Maybe you can.
okay. Maybe my system has some problem. Is it okay? Is it? Yeah, I just closed the WhatsApp. That will be good. Fine. Is it okay?
I think it's still on. Maybe some other device. That's okay. Okay, fine.
Okay. Find out the child's hidden talent or inborn talent at early stage. So let me also share my important points in the form of PowerPoint, I mean presentation. Let me share the presentation. One second. Yeah. I think Prerna can help me out to share this.
Yes, ma'am. You can
Share
share
screen?
your screen and then application window.
Yeah. Yes. Is it shared now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Prerna. So I would like to just explain the five stages of development. That is, the first and foremost thing is social and emotional development. What is that social and emotional development? Yes, let us go further. That is, when you talk about social and um, emotional development, just a second, my system has some problem. Yeah. We have to provide the right environment for children. We can develop self-esteem and understand their behaviors. Also, it helps to develop a strong sense of confidence and determination in children. When children have strong foundation, those little minds try to explore in their line of interest. As a parent or as a teacher, we call them as facilitators. We should have better idea of what they need and what they are into, what they are interested in, and make sure we nourish them accordingly. So let me take a few slides to you, show you. These are the certain awareness we should have in our mind. That is, we should make sure the child is have social awareness right from birth. Right, the minimum, from 0 to 8 years will be the crucial period for child's development, which includes all, as I said, the five stages. The first and foremost stage is social and emotional development, which is very much right from their parents, family members, near and dear ones. And it also supports the self-management, how to take care of the initial habits or whatever we have. I mean, the child has to learn in the early stage. Next is relationship skills. What do you mean by relationship skills? How the child will get along with one another, right from their immediate family, with the neighborhood, the society, and how the child will be able to cope up her challenges. It may be the child will have a lot of shyness. All those will be taken care once they have that knowledge of uh, grooming the child. Next is, I would also share my experiences. When one child got admitted, when took the admission to nursery, we had the parent was much worried. The child was not even expressing that the word amma. So we felt really touched about this, and we started, as I myself and my team started thinking, what is that happening, why the child is not speaking. Almost 6 months we started observing the child, and we came to know that the child is not in that position to utter a word, but the actions were speaking a lot. But we just extended our observation to the family members as well at home. We came to know what is happening at home. Finally, we came to know that the child was left alone for himself to play till from the morning 7 a.m. to evening 7 p.m. Then how do you expect the child to speak? Who is around him to speak? Nobody is there to take care of him. Hardly mother father is able to speak for a day, that is on Sunday. All the 6 days they are, since they are working parents, they were unable to speak to him. So the problem lies there, where the child was lagging the connect, while in the speech, the communication was not happening the way it has to happen. Then the process was taking its own sweet time. So This is the incident I just want to express. These are the simple things. Maybe there are problems which are even very severe, which need to be addressed with the help of doctor also. But certain things, most cases around 80 to 90% all are our normal case. But there are certain things we are not bothering. So when we talk about social and emotional development, these are the things we should take care. And we should next proceed. Let's now proceed with the next uh, development stage. The next development stage is speech and language development. As I already quoted my example, which is very much related to the speech and development stage. We should make sure, either as a parent or as a teacher or as a society, we should start observing the child, make sure that the child grows in this phase it has to grow and learn accordingly. One more important thing is that if we fail to observe some of the milestones, that's the stages of development, it may be a very challenging issue for the child in future, and it will be too late if it is diagnosed in a later stage when it is in the adolescent stage. Keeping this in mind, we have classified into various stages. As next we proceed to the stage that is speech and language development. Just a second. Since the time is running, I would like to cut short my viewpoints. So, what to call when you say speech and language development? It is having three major things. What are they? The voice, the speech, and the language. When you say voice, voice is the sound we make as the air from our lungs is pushed between vocal folds, causing them to vibrate. Next is speech. Is talking, which is one way to express language, and it involves that precisely coordinated muscle actions of the tongue, lips, jaw, and vocal tract to produce the recognizable sound and to make up language. Next comes language. It is a set of shared rules that allow us to express the ideas in a meaningful way. Language may be verbal or written or maybe in the sign language or gesture or even the eye blinking also considered as the language. So let me talk. What are the stages we need to be, which we need to take care or observe? The first 3 years of life, when the brain is developing and maturing, it is the most sensitive period of acquiring speech and language skills. These skills develop best in a world that is rich with sound, sights, and consistent exposure to speech and language of others. They appear to be critical periods of speech and language development in infants and young children. When the brain is best able to absorb language, if these critical periods are allowed to pass without exposure to language, it will be more difficult to learn. It is already proved that children are able to learn more languages, many languages, when when they learn between 5 to 8 years. The first sign of communication occurs when an infant learns to cry. When infant learns that a cry will bring food, comfort, and companionship. Newborns also begin to recognize important sounds in their environment, such as the voice of the mother or primary caretaker. As they grow, babies begin to sort out the speech sounds that compose the words of their language. By 6 months of age, most babies recognize the basic sounds of their native language. Children vary their development of speech and language skills. As we all know, each child is unique in this world. Every child has its own potential to learn. However, that they follow a natural progression or timetable for mastering the skills of language, a checklist of milestones for the normal development of speech and language skills in children from birth to 5 years of age is included. These milestones help doctors and other health professionals to determine if a child is on track or if he or she may need some extra guidance or extra help. Sometimes a delay may be caused by hearing loss, or while others it may be due to a speech or language disorder. So let me proceed with the next skill, as we all know, and uh, it's the fine motor skill development. It is, maybe the words make it very complicated. These things are naturally observed by each one of us as a parent, as a teacher, or an educator. So it is put up in a different terminology. If you if your child struggles with tasks like writing, drawing, or using scissors, you may have heard many people mention the term fine motor skill when describing the challenges. But what are these fine motor skills? It is nothing but the ability to make movements using the small muscles in our hands and wrist. That is why normally, if we, as in Sakalya preschool, we make sure that playgroup children are not given any pencils or any sharp objects to, like pencils to write immediately. We never even allow the child to use any different objects to write. We normally make sure that the skills of communication starts developing at that age, and later on we will take the child to the next level. Fine motor skills are the ability to make movements using the small muscles in our hand and wrist. Kids rely on these skills to take to do key tasks in school. You should uh, many times uh, we will not observe certain things with when the child is doing certain activities. So from now on, whether it is at home or at school, we need to observe the child's activities. Now, when you talk about fine motor skill, it is related to the small task or the muscles of a tender, child. Now, what is that next stage? It is nothing but the gross motor skill. What is that gross motor skill? It is the next level of the movement, which is having a bit higher task with it physically. They have a task which is having a higher push or a higher mm, what you call it as, you need to put some extra strength to move your hands or legs. When it happens, gross motor skills are the abilities to allow people to do things that involve using large muscles and arms and legs to complete to the whole body movements. That includes the activities like climbing, jumping, uh, etc. Kids rely on these skills to have successful experience and they love you doing this. Of course, when we are children at that age, we would have enjoyed the most by playing. Those days, we didn't have any gadgets around, and we are the blessed people who were able to completely play with the utilize our uh, muscles, or what do you call, we are the people who have played the most. That's what I consider, not these children are into digital world right now. Next comes the cognitive development. Yes, as the picture itself says, it is something related to the mind. Yes. Here, cognitive development means how children think, explore, figure out, figure things out. It is the development of knowledge, skills, problem solving ability, dispositions, which help children to think about and understand the world around them. The brain development is the part of cognitive development. See, when you people, when you see this picture, you can very much understand there is something that connect with between the nutrition and the cognitive development. The right input will give the right result. If I am right, what is that input? It is nothing but the right nutrients we have to give to the child in the stage of its development. So support the cognitive developments. So this is very much important, and we need to make sure, and we need to teach them the food habits along with the nutrients, along with the quantity or quality, and what all the useful thing about the vegetables or fruits, whatnot, whatever. With the nutrition value, we have to teach kids and make sure the right nutrients are fed with the right importance. So every child should be aware of what the child is eating before they are fed. Now, as a parent, it is important to foster the child's development as soon as he or she is born, because doing so provides the foundation of your child's success in school and later in life. For example, research shows that children who can distinguish sounds at 6 months of age are better at acquiring the skills for learning to read at 4 or 5 years of age. Now, to promote your child's cognitive development, it is important that you actively engage in quality interaction on daily basis. Example, talking to your baby and naming commonly used objects, letting your baby explore toys and move about, singing and reading with along with your baby, exposing your toddler to uh, towards the books and puzzles, expanding on your child's interest in specific learning activities. Example, your toddler might show an early interest in dinosaurs. So you can take him to a trip where the natural history museum to learn more about animals and creatures that were on Earth. So the most importantly, the question of why of every child to need to be answered. So another way that you can foster your child's cognitive development is to provide him the right choice, prompt him to make thoughtful decision. Maybe a simple decision. You have to include him while you are talking with a simple task which is related with your family members. It not be a bigger task, at least to his level. You can ask him maybe in the choosing his color or what he has to wear. You have to give him the right choice. Now, coming this, as you have come with all the observation during various stages, it is this development stage when you are observing, it is definitely going to help and support the child and to help him to grow as a confident adult, whether you are in teaching profession or you're keeping them safe or in as a busy take care you're take care of you are taking care of any babies as a daycare center or you are into educator or in the management end or you are having your own kid, whatever it may be. This stage of uh, these stages are equally important in any profession. As a mother or mother is not a profession, of course. Sorry, it is teaching profession or educator. We need to know the stages of development to understand the childhood. I mean, the child and make a great impact on how you relate to the little ones. Now, that early childhood education professions are uniquely positioned to help children as an develop an emotional vocabulary, which is lagging in any school because most of the schools have are behind projecting the school as in the academic domain. Yes, it is equally important. Academics is equally important. Also, emotional connect and emotional development also should be taken care of parallel. How can we do this? We have to do this through various activity, which our government is working on it, and which is already in the final draft of drafting the national education policy, which is going to be a great boon for all of us, and it is going to support this particular development like reading, describing, and also expressing the feelings. And they have the children, the child-centered education system is going to come up in future. When teachers partner with parents and caretakers, these aspects of early childhood development will be helpful to provide the best support for each and every child. With this, I conclude that every child is unique and has a lot of dreams, potential to explore, and hidden talent in them. As a parent, teacher, educator, and society at large, it is our duty to guide them, create opportunity to explore, encourage them in a positive way, and teach them to face failure that rather highlighting only success. I'm sure that they will lead, grow, and grow as a confident adult and equip them to face all the challenges in the world and take a right new step in life. Thank you. Thank you, Prerna Arora. Thank you, Getty, for giving me this opportunity to share my views about the different stage of the child development. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a wonderful session, the way you explained the different stages in the child's development. I think understanding your child's changing and emerging growth and development is an important part. It's important for the parents, yes, and for the teachers as well. In school they try to understand the growth that's happening, because
Absolutely.
as infants and children, they progress through this series of growth stages that can be, sometime they may encounter the challenges, be it physical or be it emotional, and that's how it works. And growth and development includes both, like physical, as I said, and will
Absolutely.
occur from infancy to adolescence. But some of the changes in emotions, personality, behavior, and as you also mentioned about the speech development, they develop as they begin to understand and interact, with people around them. So it was wonderful, and we should always keep in mind and focus on this, because this strong bonding of, be it with the parents or be it with the teachers, and somewhere with good nutrition and taking care of the adequate sleep of the child, and good nurturing environment, be it at home and school, that will ensure
Every
that,
stage.
right, in
Yeah,
every
every stage
stage.
has to be, it has its own depth. So
Right.
within 30 minutes, we cannot cover each stage.
True, we
It is
cannot.
a abstract subject which needs a lot of observation. It doesn't have
Right.
any theory. It is everything to be practicable, and it should be experienced by each one of us.
Absolutely. Very true, very true. And I think through this nurturing environment can actually help them, that will ensure that children have the best chance of developing as they should. Right. So thank you so much, ma'am, for joining under this disruptive education movement, and giving us your precious time. We are very thankful to you on behalf of our entire team. And thanks
Thank
to all the
you.
viewers for joining
I
in.
also
And we'll
thank
shortly.
you and your team on behalf of our Vidya Vihar Academy and Sakalya Preschool. It is in Bangalore. It's an
Okay.
upcoming preschool. So
Okay.
thank you very much from our side as well. Thank you so much.
Thanks, ma'am. Thank you and take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. All the best. Bye.
Thank you.